Hello, and welcome to The Absurdist. I'm Sarah Painter, a journalist in New York City.
And I'm Hattie Eshelman, an artist and metalsmith living in Virginia. And this is The Absurdist, a podcast where we find strange things and hold them up to the light to see if we can see through them.
Ooh, I like that.
Always something new and interesting.
Well, Hattie, I am excited to hear about some of the strange things you've come across this week.
I am really excited to share some of the strange things that I've come across this week. Should I start?
Yeah, you should start.
Okay, great. I actually realized a lot of mine are kind of from the archives, so to speak. I have a lot of old information that I had never known about, so it's kind of fun to pull something out of the archive of our society and see what we can find in it. So, on the Apollo 14 mission, one of the 3 astronauts that was on the mission was a man named Stuart Rosa, who previously had been a smoke jumper for the U.S. Forest Service.
Stop. What's a smoke jumper?
Okay. I had to look this up, too, because I had no idea. But this is actually a crazy, interesting thing in and of itself. When there are forest fires, they send people in parachutes to, like, jump into the forest and start to deal with containing the fire. And they'll also, like, send parachutes of supplies and things to them so that they can have food and stuff. So, but they basically just jump out of a plane into this burning forest. Wow. It's pretty intense.
Yeah.
Like, very, very wild job that I didn't know anyone had.
The wildest.
I know.
Yeah.
And I'm picturing, like, the Hunger Games where they send the little pods of food down.
Yes, you're right.
Real life that. So, anyways, Stuart had worked in the Forest Service, so he has connections there. And he was going on the Apollo 14 mission. And so the Forest Service gave him 500 tree seeds to carry with him on the mission. And so while his other compatriots were walking around on the moon, he was in orbit around the moon with his 500 tree seeds. And so then when he got back, they had some different tree germination places. They sent the seeds. Wow, I can't do words today.
You're doing great.
Thanks, man. I think I just wrote down a lot of things and I'm getting distracted trying to read them. Sorry, Ryan.
Great.
Thank you in advance. So, they had 5 different species. These 500 seeds were of 5 different species of trees. There was the loblolly pine, sycamore, sweet gum, redwood, and the Douglas fir. And when they got back from their little orbit around the moon, they were sent to 2 different Forest Service stations, one in Mississippi and one in California, for germination. And so from that, they ended up getting like 420 to about 450 saplings. So a pretty good number for 500 seeds. Yeah, they weren't all directly from the seeds. Some of them were from like cutoffs from saps from tree seedlings that were already growing.
Yeah.
So they have like 450 little trees. Okay. And so they ended up being planted all over the country. They were given as gifts to schools and universities and even some other countries have some. There's some in Brazil. I think there's one in Italy. One was given as a gift to the Emperor of Japan. So they're all over the place. So there are these they're called moon trees, which to me is just like a delightful name and captures my imagination.
Ooh.
These moon trees.
That is very interesting.
I know. And they're all over the country. And even in other places of the world.
Wow.
Are these moon trees.
Wow.
But the story doesn't end there.
Oh.
So the mission was in 1971. They have these 450 saplings. But as they are being given away and, like, spread across the entire world, nobody thinks to keep track of where they're all going.
Oh, no.
And so they're given away. A lot of them are given as gifts in the nation's bicentennial in 1976, so pretty shortly after the mission. Mm-hmm. And then everyone pretty much forgets about them. Like, they're not on the radar. NASA's not, like, keeping tabs or anything. Oh. So fast forward 25 years later, after the Apollo mission, when a planetary scientist named Dave Williams gets an email from a teacher who is saying, oh, we have a moon tree on our campus, but I want more detail. Like, we don't have any details about it. And so this guy who's working at NASA has no idea what she's talking about. Oh. And so he emails the NASA history office, which I love that that's a thing. I mean, of course it is a thing.
I want to work there. That sounds cool.
So
NASA, if you're listening, consider this my official application.
Hire Sarah Painter. She's great. She'll do a great job. And so then he finds out that there was this mission and there were these 500 seeds and 450 saplings. And so he's like, but we don't know where any of them, like, no one knows where they are. And so he, like, goes on a cyber search looking across the internet and tries to figure out where they are. And he's able to find the location of 40 trees.
Okay.
Of 450 original trees.
Huh.
Yeah. And so, and that was over 20 years ago now that he was doing his search.
Wow.
I guess, well, it was more like 15 years ago. No. It was like 24 years ago. And so he finds about 40 trees from that initial search. And to this day, on the NASA website, they only have 80 known locations listed.
Huh. What a mystery.
I know. And so they even have an email on the NASA webpage that says, if you know of any moon trees, send us an email. Let us know.
Oh, my gosh.
Because we lost our moon trees. It doesn't say because we lost our moon trees.
That just strikes my heart in such a way. I don't know.
I know. It's such a, like, wondrous mystery.
Lost moon trees.
Lost moon trees.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and the other mystery about it is that they have the list on the NASA moon trees page of, like, these are the ones where we know where they are. But there's also a list on the Wikipedia page about moon trees, and the lists don't match.
Whoa.
I know. Because both lists say that there are 2 moon trees in Virginia and 1 moon tree in New Jersey.
Oh.
But they're not the same. Like, all 3 of those locations are all different. Like, they don't agree. They agree 0% in the cases of New Jersey and Virginia, because those are the 2 that I actually looked at. There aren't any in New York, which is surprising to me. But, so, the mystery of the lost moon trees.
Wow. I really thought that you were going to tell me, though, like, that something crazy happened to the trees. You know, like their roots grew upward or something.
I know. That's what we all would like to think happened. They actually did plant the trees next to, like, a control tree whose seed was from Earth. Like, they would plant a sycamore moon tree next to an Earth moon tree. And there's no discernible difference. Yes.
Well, that's why you have to keep track of it, though, for science.
I know, for science.
Jeez.
But I think the reason they didn't keep better track of it was when they were doing the, like, decontamination processes, when they got back from the moon, the tree seeds got, like, spilled and mixed up, and so they didn't know, like, which were which. And so then for science, they were like, these aren't useful anymore. We don't care. But they still cared enough to, like, germinate them to saplings and send them all over the world.
Well, I have a story about an experiment as well.
Yes? Okay,
Can I share it?
I would love to hear it.
This one was actually conducted by an artist.
Okay.
named Simon Weckert, or actually, it's probably Weckert. I'm not sure because he's.
Okay.
I assume he's German. This happened in Berlin.
Okay.
He put 99 phones in a little red cart. Have you heard about this?
I think I did hear about this.
And rolled it up the streets, and it created a traffic jam signal on Google Maps. So, like the red line came up and actually directed traffic away from where he was on the street.
Oh my gosh. I actually heard about this like today for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, it happened really recently, like I think this week sometime.
Wow.
So I went on his artist page, and his description was a little cryptic about his meaning, but it definitely was something about a statement on the power dynamics of maps.
Ooh.
And yeah, like how maps and map makers kind of have power over us, and like Google just like tells us where to go, but now it's like, now I'm telling you something. I don't know. So that's what I think that was about. His site says, maps, which themselves are the product of a combination of states of knowledge and states of power, have an inscribed power dispositive. Google's simulation-based map and world models determine the actuality and perception of physical spaces and the development of action models.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is fascinating. It's such a good point, though, is that we are so trusting of the system.
Yeah.
And if my map says there's a traffic jam, reroute, I'll be like, okay, great, let's do that.
But really, they could be covering up a murder.
They could be.
Yeah, be like, oh, no one will come this way. No, but
there could be some massive governmental conspiracy where they have us reroute because there's a UFO parked in the middle of the street.
Oh my gosh, we just came up with the idea for a great movie.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Do you have another story for us, Hattie?
I do have another story. Not even necessarily a story, more like a character.
Got it. I'm excited.
By character, I mean an animal. I have been recently searching for better answers to the question, what is your favorite animal? Because I'm always so disappointed in everyone's answer. And I apologize to everyone for that statement. But like dog, cat, rabbit, like things that are our pets. And we love them. We love our pets. And I love my pets. But there's so many fascinating creatures on this planet. And they don't get enough attention.
True.
Yeah. So I have a sea creature, a creature of the sea variety. It is known as a sea pig. Have you ever heard of it?
I think I might have. I'm not sure.
Okay. So I'll give you a little rundown on sea pigs. Okay. So they're a type of sea cucumber. They're scavengers. They live on the ocean floor.
Ooh.
Are you looking at pictures?
Yes, I am.
Aren't they so weird?
Translucent.
They are so weird. Do you want to try and describe them, or do you want me to describe them?
You're a really good describer. I'll take a whack at it, and then you should complete my description. It's like,
have a whack.
Yeah, it's a translucent sort of like a centipede, but but like more meaty than a centipede. It's not crusty.
More substantial.
And then it's got like antennas, but not. It has antennas on its head, but also in the middle of its body.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I got.
Yeah.
What else would you add?
Well, I would add that they're like kind of puffy. To what you said about being meaty, they're like puffy.
Yeah.
Almost like they're inflated.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because they actually are inflated.
Oh.
So, at least their feet, they have between 5 to 7 pairs of feet, or as one site put it, hydraulically operated appendages.
Oh my goodness.
So they have these little tube feet, which is the term that I've seen written about it. So they have these tube feet that are like inflatable. All of their legs are like
so
inflatable and deflatable. Is that a word?
Oh my gosh.
Deflatable?
Yeah. Totally
yeah,
should
deflatable.
be, if not. Yeah.
I was putting the wrong emphasis on it. So they can inflate and deflate their legs by pumping extra water into them.
Whoa.
Not only do they have these 5 to 7 pairs of legs, actually this might be included, but those things they described as antenna, those are also tube feet. They're actually not antenna, they're just more tube feet.
But like facing upward?
Facing upwards. We're not entirely sure what they use those for. There's some different theories. So they've got all of these legs, and they're this like puffy pink, like sea cucumber shaped thing.
Yeah.
They're about the size of a hamster. So they're like
they're
4 to
pretty
6
cute.
inches. Yeah, they are kind of cute, right?
Yeah.
So they have all these legs, but then they also have surrounding their mouth, they have a ring of like tentacles that they use to sort through their food as they eat it.
Yeah.
And if you watch videos of them, and we'll put a link to that in the show notes, but if you watch videos, they also like, their mouth tentacles look like they are also helping them to walk. But then there's so many of them that like as they're walking, each tentacle is taking a turn like picking up food and putting it into its mouth.
Wow. That's
So-
amazing.
They're so weird.
Huh. I love them.
Yeah, they look bizarre. And then some extra facts about them,
Okay.
if you just so you can have a fuller picture of their existence. They exist on the seafloor, so like the darkest, deepest parts of the ocean. They're scavengers, so one site compared them to like the little vacuum cleaners of the seafloor. They're pretty prolific. They can be found in every ocean on our planet. And in some places, they even account for up to 95% of the weight of all of the animals on the ocean floor.
What?
There are a ton of them.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So these bizarre creatures that none of us will probably ever see in real life, they're all
like, so
over the ocean
substantial.
floor.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And I'm surprised that I am just now learning about them because they were first discovered by a Swedish zoologist in 1882.
Wow.
So we've known about these little guys for over a century.
Question.
Yes.
Are we allowed to have them as pets?
I don't think they would survive.
Oh, they probably need like the pressure of the ocean,
Yeah.
right?
Although
so
someday
cute.
someone might invent a fancy fish tank that
Yeah.
makes the pressure of 4 and 5 miles worth of ocean water on top of... I don't know how you would manufacture that artificially, but I'm sure someone will do it eventually.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then maybe you could have one as a pet.
Maybe.
But you couldn't, like, take it out and hold it.
I want to take it for a walk.
I know. That would be...
Put a little
that would be
leash around
wonderful.
I
Maybe
think
we can
instead,
Huh?
Oh, I think that instead they should find a way for us to go to the seafloor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure they can do that, too.
Because I don't think these guys want to be pets anyway.
They probably don't.
They deserve to be wild and free.
Yes.
Okay. I have something interesting to share.
Okay.
Can you guess what is the world record for staying in a barrel on top of a pole?
Okay, hang on. Give me a minute. Let me
Okay.
think of the world record for staying in a barrel on top of a pole. I think I think longer than a week.
It is longer than a week.
Okay. I'm going to say 3 weeks.
It's longer than that.
Longer than 3 weeks? My gut instinct was to say 6 weeks, but I felt that seemed absurd.
It's measured in days, so I'm like having to do math. But
oh no, I'm sorry.
I think it's more than 6 weeks.
Okay.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yes, please.
It's 78 days.
Oh my goodness.
So that's more than 2 months.
What? How big of a barrel?
It's a standard sized barrel.
Okay, so like
not a really big one.
Okay, so what position was this person in? What?
Well,
tell me everything.
Okay. It's this guy named Vernon Kruger who lives in South Africa.
Okay.
And he actually got the world record for this in 1997 on a dare.
Wow.
That was 22 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He stayed in for 67 days. He just this week completed another one, which was 11 days longer, I think. So 78 days, 23 hours, and 14 minutes. It's a 132-gallon barrel, and the pole was 8 stories high.
8 stories high?
Yes. Yes. So there are a lot of logistics involved. He got there via helicopter. They lowered him down.
Oh my gosh.
He would have restaurants bring him food, and then he had a bucket and rope to bring it up.
And that didn't throw off his balance? Wait, was the barrel affixed to the pole?
I assume the barrel was affixed to the pole.
Okay. I was really concerned. I was like,
that would be so scary.
I was like, okay. This helps. So he can move around freely. I mean, not really, but if he needed to readjust, stand up, stretch his legs, pull up a rope of food, stand in the barrel, eat the food.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, sleeping is, I'm sure, not comfortable.
He did mention that it's uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
He said that the first thing that he wants getting off is a bath and a large bed.
Yeah, I bet.
So the reason he did it again was to secure his legacy, or that's why that's why he did it longer anyway.
Was he worried that his position as reigning champion was going to be threatened?
I don't know. He says he doesn't plan on doing it again, but a reporter from the BBC asked him why. Why did you do this? And he said, well, I don't know anymore. I'm starting to question myself.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I don't know anymore. You gotta have some serious self-reflection when you're stuck in a barrel for 11 weeks. I looked it up. It's 11 weeks.
Aha.
Yeah.
Nice. Yes. So, that's my thing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I'm still processing this.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. What a weird thing to do.
Huh?
Oh, I said, what a weird thing to do.
Yeah. If you ever feel that your life is not productive, just remember that a man stayed in a barrel on top of an 8-story pole for 78 days.
I wonder if he brought anything
to
entertainment-wise.
occupy
Yeah. I don't think so, but maybe. He also, for logistic explaining purposes, he also had a pipe that ran down from the barrel to the ground so that he could properly dispose of bodily fluids.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's a very well thought out operation.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So that's mine.
Wow.
Let's hear your next thing.
Okay. Sarah, I have a question for you.
Oh, I'm excited.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck?
Oh.
If a woodchuck could chuck wood?
I don't know.
Well, that's okay, because someone does.
Wow.
It's been calculated.
Wow. What is it?
So the answer, which a man named Richard Thomas, a wildlife technician, calculated back in 1988, believe it or not. So we've known this for a long time. So I'm really, a little disappointed in you for not being able to tell me.
I do remember that this is a thing,
I'm not disappointed in you for not being able to tell me, just for the record.
Okay, thank you. I was going to go cry.
But yeah, he decided that it was about 700 pounds of wood on a good day with the wind at his back.
Wow. Okay.
Because Richard Thomas was a funny man, so he made the answer interesting. But the answer that he calculated was about 700 pounds.
Wow.
Or 320 kilograms.
And what is that based off? Do you know?
Good question. I'm glad you asked that. So he looked at some different factors. He looked at the size and weight of a woodchuck. But mostly he looked at the dimensions of a woodchuck's burrow. And which comes out to about 35 square feet. And then multiplied that by 20 pounds, which is the approximate weight of a square foot of soil.
Wow.
Therefore, about 700 pounds of wood. I also learned that woodchucks have 3 rooms in their burrow. They have one for sleeping, one basically like a bathroom, but then they also have a spy room.
Ooh.
A spy tunnel.
Whoa.
I have no idea what that means. But
well, that's very cool.
I know. I was like, what? 3 rooms in a woodchuck's burrow and
wow.
Bedroom, bathroom, and
this is our second movie
tunnel.
idea.
Yes.
Yeah. Next movie is Agent Woodchuck.
Agent Woodchuck, who can chuck about 700 pounds of wood on a good day with the wind at his back.
Okay.
So, yes.
Hattie, my last story I'm really excited about it. I think you're going to like it a lot.
I'm super excited.
Okay. It comes from Virginia Beach, which is how far away is that from you?
It's like 4 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's this man named Jason De La Cruz.
Okay.
He got a job as a U.S. postal worker in June 2018, but it really stressed him out, and he felt pressured to finish his route and said he couldn't make time to deliver all of the mail. So about 5 or 6 months after he started, around the holidays of 2018, he decided to do something drastic. He rented out a storage unit for $49 a month and hid all the mail that he felt too overwhelmed to deliver.
Oh my gosh.
So his court documents say he first intended to deliver the mail when he found time, but fell behind and was never able to.
Oh no.
This is the reason I have nightmares like this. I feel like this could happen. It's so understandable.
I know, this is real.
Okay, so this went on for 5 or 6 months.
Oh, no.
Until May 2019, when somebody saw him doing this, sent in a complaint. Somebody got a picture of his license plate. They put it together, and he resigned in August 2019.
Oh my gosh.
So investigators went into the storage unit. Guess how many pieces of mail he had in there?
Oh my goodness. 40,000.
Whoa, that is way too much.
I don't know. I super undercalculated the number of days that our friend was stuck in a barrel, so I decided to shoot for the moon.
It was almost 5,000 pieces of mail. 4,936 pieces. Under 100 of them were first-class mail. 115 were magazines and publications, and there was one package, and then 4,723 of them were advertisements.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
Okay.
think about what that means. I don't know if he was prioritizing delivering the mail that
And
was
the packages.
first class. Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume he was. Like, he had a little bit of a
Probably.
strategy. But also, I feel like it says something about the a number of advertisements we received. So,
It's like a
anyway.
little snapshot of
Yeah.
all of the mail that we're receiving as a conglomerated society.
Yeah. So now the first class mail has been delivered and the package, I believe. The advertisements, they just threw away.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And he pled guilty to theft or delay of mail matter by an officer or employee, which is a felony.
Mail matter.
Yeah, mail matter. That's pretty all-inclusive, I guess.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. And so on Wednesday, February 12th, he's going to be sentenced. He could get a fine or up to 5 years in prison.
Wow.
Yeah.
Aww.
This is just a nightmare because, like, I literally have dreams like this all the time where it's like I'll get to the end of the semester, it's finals week, and I'll get an email from the teacher, and they're like, you haven't been to class all semester, and if you don't pass this, like, it's too late. Like, you're just gonna fail the class. And I was like, I didn't know I signed up for this class. Or like, it's just like you've gotten so far behind, you can't possibly. And honestly, I just feel like this is something that could happen.
Yeah, it did happen.
It did, but like
In
to
Virginia
a
Beach.
reasonable person with anxiety, you know?
Absolutely.
Like,
absolutely. I feel like this is the best of our movie ideas from this podcast episode.
we should make a movie about this.
It's just this person who's like, it starts off small, and they just get more and more overwhelmed until they're like frantically hiding mail, shoving mail into a storage locker in the middle of the night, and just
This guy does not need prison. He needs a support group. I
know.
feel so bad for him. That must have been so stressful. And then it's just weighing on you and you're going about your life and you're like, I have a terrible secret.
I have 5,000 pieces of mail hidden in a storage locker.
Oh, and like,
horrible.
honestly, he could have burned them or something. Like, it really shows, like, he intended to deliver them. It just...
He did.
Yeah.
He was like, I will do this, but right now I just have to put it somewhere. Oh my gosh, I'm just picturing the day to day of like eating your cereal. And just like
I wonder if he was married. Like, did he tell his wife? I don't know.
does he have a dog? Oh man.
I just hope he finds a support group or something.
I know.
Because I would need someone to talk to. I would tell you, Hattie, if I had a problem like this, you are the first person I would tell.
Oh my goodness.
Because
I'm so
I know
touched.
you would help me bury bodies, so mail is
would.
going to be no problem.
I would help you bury a body, and I would help you deliver 5,000 pieces of mail.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Absolutely. Or we just go and burn them together, and then it's not a problem.
Yeah.
We take care of the ones that are actually like addressed
Right.
to people from other
Yeah.
people. But all the advertisements, like, I'll help you burn them.
Thank you.
Yeah. And that helps everybody.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about, like, is that bad for the environment? I don't know.
We'll recycle them
We'll
responsibly.
recycle them responsibly. And you know what? In his court filings, like, he was so, like, he was like, I take full responsibility for what happens. I'm truly sorry. And he was like, the job just wasn't a good fit.
Oh no. Job's not being a good fit. Worst case scenario.
Yes.
It's really not the worst case scenario, but it's up there. On
Well,
the
imagine
scale.
having a job. Like, it sounds like, you know, being a postal worker would not be a stressful job, but imagine having a job where getting behind can be a felony.
That's pretty bad, yeah.
I mean, like, for most of the time, if you're going to commit a felony at work, you're, like, being greedy or, like,
Right.
corrupt in some way.
Right. You just fell behind on your work. You're a felon.
I mean, and you did something to cover it up.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. I mean, it
Oh,
wouldn't have been a
man.
felony if he just told his boss and got fired.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
I understand.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that all, or you have one more?
That's all my facts.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
what about, we're going to move into our bizarre and banal segment, which is where we tell bizarre and banal stories about our lives. The strange, the drab, the droll.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Yeah. So, Hattie, I would like to invite you to go first.
Okay. Yes, I love this segment because it skirts that line of like,
Yeah.
what is mundane?
Yeah.
What is miraculous?
Uh-huh.
And what really falls squarely in the middle? I don't know. It's a question that we're investigating throughout this podcast. So this week I've had a couple of days off and I've had various little adventures around town. And at one point I had just gotten coffee with a friend and I was there was a little art gallery that is so close to where I live. It's like a 10-minute drive.
Aw.
But I literally never go because I'm always busy and doing things. And so I'm like, I need to go visit this little museum.
Yeah.
And the coffee shop was like 2 blocks away from it. So I was like, okay. So I drive over and they're not open yet. They're not open for another like hour and a half. So I was like, that's kind of a long time, but also like I don't technically have to be anywhere and I want to
Right.
go to this museum. So I'm like, okay. And it was really nice out. It's really cold today, but it was really nice out. So I'm like, I'm just going to walk around and explore. And the museum is connected to a little college campus. So I'm like, I'm going to go just wander around this college campus. And so I go and I just like explore and I walk around and I like go into their library and like look at the books and I like climbed a tree and hung out in a tree for a while.
You're so cute.
There was this really amazing tree and it had like the perfect spot where you could sit.
Aww.
So yeah, I just like wandered around. And one of the things about wandering around on a college campus is like this ever-present fear that you're gonna get caught as not being a college student. Like I don't technically belong here, but I'm pretending that I do. So like the trick is to walk into buildings confidently, like go up and like try the doors, and if they're locked, then you just leave. But like,
Oh, yeah. This
you
is
can
a
just like,
real skill.
yeah, you're just like walking into a building and like I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of like walking through various buildings and like walking laps because it's a really small college campus. So I couldn't exactly like walk a mile and then turn around and come back. I had to kind of like walk in circles and like through buildings. So I walked into the like theater building, which is always nostalgic because I did theater in high school. And so I was like, oh, it's so fun. And like, the couple of times that I went to shows at JMU, which is where we both went, was, I don't know, it's just like nostalgic. And there's that like, for some reason, there's like a certain smell. But I'm like walking through and it was eerily quiet in the theater building. Almost to the point where like I got a little creeped out about it. I was like, ooh, it's like quiet and kind of scary in here. And so I like headed through this hallway and there was a door to go back outside. And so I was like, okay, I'll just walk back outside and like continue to wander. And taped to the door was a piece of paper, taped to the door with painter's tape. And it said, please keep doors closed. Security says that snakes, in bold, are entering this building.
Oh, no.
So apparently someone had been propping the doors open. I don't know. And the problem was that snakes
Wow.
were wandering into the building. And then attached above the warning about snakes entering the building was an article about how recently there have been a lot more like copperhead sightings reported in the Richmond area. And the hotline, I don't know when this article was posted, but it said that they were getting up to 150 to 175 text messages every single day about snakes.
Wow.
So apparently it's a problem.
Well,
but this was this piece of paper caught my eye.
I really feel that snakes deserve to fulfill their thespian dreams as well.
That is important.
You know, like they just want to act. They just want to sing on stage and have their time in the limelight.
Yeah. They have slithered across some wonderful Shakespeare, and they just want their time to shine.
Their parents don't understand them. All the other kids in school are jerks. They just they just want a safe space to express themselves.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let the snakes have their dreams.
Yeah.
Follow their dreams into the theater.
Why are they going inside? Because they're cold?
I guess. I don't know. It was like really warm out.
Here's what I think. The solution to this is to build a snake sanctuary. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So.
Well, I had an interesting experience this week, too. Not as exciting as that, maybe. But, so this week, Ryan is our producer, went on a double date to a trampoline park.
Ooh, that's wonderful.
Right? It sounds like such a fun and great idea.
Yes. However... Question mark?
However, it is not a great idea on a Saturday afternoon because it's like overrun by 8-year-olds.
Oh,
you know? So you have to go like...
on like a Tuesday morning.
Or like maybe they're open at like 11 p.m. Or, you know? Yeah. So, but it actually was still, like, really fun. Like, I haven't bounced on a trampoline in forever. And so, but, you know, you just feel awkward because it's like, if any kids are waiting, you immediately get off because you're like, I don't want to be a jerk. Like, making these kids wait. So anyway, Ryan, we're trying to figure out what to do because, like, a lot of things also, it just doesn't feel safe to do with all those kids around, you know? Like, I don't want to fall on them or something. So Ryan goes, do you want to go in the foam pit? And I was like, no. Immediately. I was like, absolutely not. And he's like, okay. He didn't
foam
push it. He didn't say anything. Yes, this is the point of my story.
Okay, continue.
Okay, so, like... After I said no, and he didn't fight me on it, then I was like, where did that come from? That was such a intense reaction. And I realized, like, I was still a little traumatized from when I was little. Like, those things really freaked me out.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I remember, like, I would get so panicky, and they'd be, like, sucking me in.
I know.
Oh, my gosh, it's terrifying. Why do they make it like that?
It is terrifying.
So...
It's so hard to get out of them.
Yeah, it's so hard. It's like quicksand.
I know. It's like fears of drowning, but without the water.
And your lungs are just going to fill up with like foam particles. And you're just going to be like at the bottom of the foam pit and no one's going to know. And you're just going to die there.
I know. And also, like, you know, you don't really know how deep they are.
Yeah.
Especially as a child. You're like, this could be bottomless.
Yeah.
And I could be just like sucked into a foam eternity. Yeah.
Well, the guy on the double date, Ryan's friend, tried to touch the bottom of the foam pit. And
that's terrifying. What a brave soul.
I know. And someone who worked there came over and was like, you're not allowed to do that. So maybe it is a bottomless pit and they're trying to cover it up.
Mall has an endless void. What do we do? Fill it with foam. Let people believe that it's only 10 feet deep.
Yeah. So, but I actually did go in once I realized that I was just having leftover childhood anxiety, and
Man.
it was fun.
It was fun?
Yeah, it was fun. I was like, you know, like you have to like push down the panic a little, but you're like, this is fun.
You didn't feel trapped?
I did slightly feel a little bit panicky, but I was like, you know, it's okay, Sarah. You know, push past it.
But when you went to like get out, it was okay.
I mean, it was not easy to get out.
Right.
But I managed it. I lived to tell the tale.
You lived to tell the tale. You were here with us.
Yeah.
Telling the story.
Side story. When I was a sophomore, the seniors got the foam cubes from a gymnasium that was shutting down. And as their senior prank, they filled the hallways with them, to the ceiling.
That's delightful.
Like, it was, like, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, and you couldn't, like, have school because, like, you couldn't get in the classrooms. It was literally covering the door, you know?
Could you, like, move? Could you, like, kind of swim through them?
No, it was just way too. It was.
Like,
it was way taller than a person. You know,
a wall of foam.
Yeah, and so they delayed school. There was like a 2-hour delay
to clean out the foam.
Yeah, and I was on the team of people that was cleaning it up, and we just spent hours putting them in trash bags.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. I'll never forget it.
Wow, that's so vivid.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so glad that you were part of the team to clean it up so you can have that memory.
Yeah. Well,
because think of how many students got to school 2 hours late and didn't get to experience that.
Yeah. I remember. Because my mom works at the school, so I would often get there, like, early. And so I was there too early to, like, find out that there was going to be a delay. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Also, the thing that made it, like, gross was they had sprayed it with, like, a water soaker or something, you know? So, like, they were, like, covered in water.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
I don't know.
That's terrible. That's the part that, like, makes it not as fun.
Well, that's my personal story.
Wow.
My bizarre story.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for sharing.
Foam pits. That just takes me back, man.
Yeah.
Wow. Yay. Well, I think that's all we have for this week. Mm-hmm. But we want to thank all of you for listening. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or strange things that you want us to talk about, email us at, Sarah, what is our email again?
It is contact@theabsurdistpodcast.com. Or you can whisper it into the wind. And we might, you know, get a little something.
Yes. Whisper all of your secrets into the cracks between your door frames. And
but we do recommend,
pick it up.
Yeah, we do recommend also emailing us just in case.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
As just a secondary mode of communication. But yeah, so we would like to also thank our producer, Ryan Kerr.
Woo,
and yes, you are awesome. Thank you for editing all of our ramblings.
And writing the music.
And writing the amazing music.
What the? You know, tonight he's actually just off freelancing, doing his thing. He's making an awesome video. So proud.
So proud. What a great team we have here.
Yes.
So yes, and if you would like to support this show and make it happen, then you can also email us at the same email that Sarah already said, which I still have yet to memorize.
You can donate on the website someday, maybe. We'll see.
Yes. Send us money some way or another so that we can keep making this cool thing.
Yes.
And in the meantime, we wish you many absurd and wonderful stories and adventures. Bye. Bye.